The Cutie Mark Crusaders have finally gotten their cutie marks and achieved their ultimate destinies.
Now what?
I'm Finn the Pony, and it's time for Finn Bits. Season 6 is starting off as a very mixed bag. So far we've had our usual large-scale adventurous two-parter, which was disappointing to say the least, followed by a sweet little slice of life, which I actually enjoyed quite a bit. It's episode 4 now, and it's time once again to pass over the torch to our favorite posse of pint-sized ponies, the CMC. So what do you have for us this time, girls? We had one great episode and one fantastic episode with you guys last season, so come on, hit us with your best shot. Yeah, not only did you not hit the target, but you might have accidentally killed a spectator in the crowd. Wow. I'm kinda at a loss for words with this one. Was it good? No. Was it bad? Not really. It had a few good parts, I guess, from what I could remember. Okay, let's just look at the story. The Crusaders finally have their cutie marks and are as happy about it as we are, but one question still remains. What are they going to do now that their 5-season-long quest is finally over? Well, they start by trying to find ponies with cutie mark conundrums, considering that helping others is the special talent they all got marked for. But since many ponies are content with what's on their flanks, they don't end up getting much work. With way too much time on their hooves, they decide to take a break from doing things as a group and instead have fun individually. Appleboom doesn't take this too well, however, and despite trying multiple things, she just can't seem to have fun without her friends by her side. Heck, she gets so down in the dumps that she even misses the opportunity to help a colt named Tendertaps with his cutie mark problem. Feeling lonesome and rejected, Appleboom finally reunites with her friends, and they explain that they never wanted to stop hanging out altogether, they just wanted to have some personal time to try new things on their own. Appleboom feels better, the trio helps Tendertaps with his dance performance, which ends in him getting his cutie mark, and they all live forgettably ever after. Yeah, that's pretty much the word of the day here. Forgettable. Most episodes of MLP have managed to evoke some kind of feeling inside me, whether it be positive or negative. But aside from a few select elements, this episode failed to capture any of my attention throughout its entire runtime. First off, the story was bland and uneventful. We pretty much just cruised from plotline to plotline without any real standout narrative elements or character moments or anything really worth mentioning. We did get an appearance from good old Bulk, which entertained me for a little while, not to mention the best tree hugger cameo ever, but minor high points aside, I walked away from this episode without any plot elements really sticking with me. The same goes for the animation as well. It was nicely executed as always, but there was a significant lack of wow moments that you see in other episodes. Even the little animated Easter eggs that were so prevalent in Bloom and Gloom are mostly missing from the CMC outing. The scene where Appleboom goes whitewater rafting is pretty fun to watch, considering I've done whitewater rafting in real life and it's fun as hell, but other than that, what we've got here is pretty standard stuff. Then there's the humor, which was sorely lacking. Aside from Bulk shenanigans, there was a significant shortage of laughs present in this episode. I don't expect gut-busting levels of humor every time, but one or two jokes or funny reactions could have made all the difference. And lastly, there's the new character, Tendertaps. Not much to say here, he's pretty much just Fluttershy from Philly Vanilli, but instead of having problems with singing on stage, this time it's problems with dancing on stage. Heck, the first time that I watched this episode, I completely missed his name. You know why? Because it's said only once in the entire episode, and it goes by so fast that I'm willing to bet I'm not the only person who missed it on their first go. His name isn't too memorable, his personality isn't too memorable, he just kind of fits in with the theme of the episode as a whole. The only things that I can really sing praise about here are the music and the moral. Unlike some Pony to Watch Over Me, this episode actually did have time for a song, and despite the very somber tone, it's actually pretty enjoyable. It suits the mood being portrayed by Appleboom's sadness, and her singing voice, as always, is very nice to listen to. I suggest you keep singing improv songs, Appleboom, because based on this episode, you really suck at reading sheet music. Also, the song that plays while the CMC are trying to help ponies with cutie mark problems is very catchy, and reminds me a lot of the Cutie Mark Crusaders Go Crusading, aka the best background track in the whole show. If we're talking about things music-wise, I genuinely enjoyed myself. And the same can be said for the moral as well. I'm sure we've all had those days where our own personal frustrations pretty much consume our lives and we shut out everything else as a result. That's pretty much what happens to Appleboom here. She mopes around, blames her friends for her misfortunes, and generally has a pessimistic outlook for most of the episode. She ends up missing an opportunity not only to help someone in need, but to indulge in an activity that she has some genuine interest in. But luckily, both of these problems are remedied when she realizes that doing nothing but letting your personal problems overwhelm you is a really bad idea. Been there and done that, as I'm sure many of us have. It's incredibly relatable, and it was nice to see it brought up in an episode. It doesn't really save too much, but it's definitely a high point in an otherwise drab 22 minutes. As a whole, On Your Marks unfortunately falls into the category of MLP episodes that provides little to nothing of substance at all. Good episodes have high quality and will be loved by watchers for years to come. Bad episodes may be bashed by those that don't enjoy them, but at least they'll be remembered in some way, shape, or form. This episode, however, is the equivalent of the lose a turn card in a board game. Nothing happens, and all you can do is just wait for something awesome to pop up once you draw the next card. The next card could be either good or terrible, but let's hope it'll at least leave a mark on me, unlike this one. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed my quick little playthrough of this episode, and feel free to let me know if you enjoyed this style of reviewing or not. I have no problem with doing more of these, so feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'm Finn the Pony, and I'll see you all next time on Finn Bits.